Alrighty, Dr. Veit Schenk here with a case study that is kind of representative of a situation a lot of businesses or business owners find themselves in. They have a range of product, or they have a product or services which they want to sell, and the hope is that if I create something on Facebook, then people will come and buy it. And here's a fine example of how not to do it. And what to do or what not to do is basically what we're aiming for is user engagement. The currency of social media is user engagement. If you don't have user engagement, nothing else is going to happen. And this is not only in the sense of people are social and therefore it's not going to spread. It's also what Facebook and other social media platforms are doing. They're basically looking, is there user engagement? And if there isn't, they're not going to help you spread your word. They deem it boring, and therefore they're not going to show it on people's timelines. So even if you have, as in this case, 61 likes, people kind of like your page, the message you put out there is very unlikely to show on all 61, because when Google looks at what's happening here, and I'll show you the details in a second, it sees that there's no user engagement, and therefore it's probably not worth showing it to those 61 people. So out of the 61, maybe 2 or 3 have seen it, and that is why you've got what I'm about to show you. So all in all, this presence does not work because these people talk about themselves. Actually, I should tell you about these guys before we dive in. MemberSonic is a small company, and they produce WordPress plugins centered around the topic of creating membership sites on WordPress. So you basically use their plugins to create membership sites. They have sold hundreds and hundreds of their copies, so if they got everything right on WordPress, you would expect quite a bit of liking going on, but it's not. So let's find out why. So what we've got here is okay, that's nice, Christmas, but no one likes it. Well, that's a bit terrible. But here's why this is happening. Okay, we are currently adding. So they're talking about themselves. Well, they're not saying the word we, but working on 4 new elements. I love enhancements. Oh well, cool. I am just listening to something. Okay, there's a happy Thanksgiving. Fine. We have just released a new version of our thing. We have just sold 700 copies. And by the way, buy it now. Now is the time. I don't know. Oh, we have just launched, and thank you for this. Hey, we have to reschedule. We are launching on the etc. etc. Now further down, you see that they've tried the old image thing, but all these images are, take them out of context, or take them out of the context of being on this page. Are they worth sharing? That is the key thing, right? People like and share stuff that makes sense outside the context on the page on which they were taken, or on which they were presented. Time waits for no man. 0 to profits, membersonic.com. Not really. This one could potentially make sense. Okay, business is all about speed, kind of this thing, but it's not really like, wow, yeah, totally must share it. If content is king, then your membership site is your castle. It only really makes sense to people who already know that they want to set up a membership site, or that's the way forward. 5 reasons why you need to start a membership site. So basically, this is all a soft or hard pitch for the product. Soft down here and hard, now's the time, get it. So that is why this is not working. Now, the consequence of all of this is, there is no user engagement. And like I said, the currency of social media is user engagement. So when they then, let me find this here, you can win a free license. Okay, so here's a contest, and you can win a free license. And they're even telling you, spread the word, share this post, and no one does. And that is because overall there is extremely low user engagement, and as a result, out of the 61 people who've liked this page, very likely only a handful at most have actually seen this post here. Let me say that again. Because, no, go away, what is going on there? Because there's very low user engagement. Facebook doesn't show any of these posts to the 61 people. It shows it only to a small fraction of those people. So the number one thing you always want to be doing on social media is create user engagement. If you don't have high user engagement, no one is going to see your posts, and even if you give away good stuff, when no one sees it, they can't spread the word. So it's basically, imagine you're standing on top of a hill and you can roll on two sides. You can either roll down one side or the other side, and this kind of has rolled into the valley of death, and there is no user engagement. So what we want to make sure is you always roll down the other side where it truly is all happening, where you have all that user engagement. And once you've got user engagement, everything else is going to follow. And how to generate that you find in the main videos. Alrighty, see you in a sec. Bye.